Okay guys, I'm here with my mother, Julie.
Hello.
And this is her first jiu-jitsu class, but not first proper jiu-jitsu class, okay? She's a judo brown belt, but you haven't trained for how long?
Oh gosh, I think I stopped about 41, 42.
She's now 59. I can't do math.
A few moments later.
18 years ago.
We're both really bad at maths. So it's been a while. She's the reason I got into judo, obviously. And so now I'm going to show you jiu-jitsu. You wanted to start for a while?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. So we're going to run this how I'd normally run a private lesson for a beginner. So we're going to run this how I would run it for a beginner in a private lesson sort of setting. For a lot of beginners, especially women, I find coming into a regular class can be quite intimidating, especially if you're not used to doing sport. I know you have the advantage of you did sport when you were younger, but for a lot of women, especially women of your age, very young, but you know, especially for older women or even women my age, it's kind of intimidating to come into a class setting and it's just full of men. Usually it's predominantly men. So having a private lesson can be a really good entryway, whether it's with whatever coach of any gender. But I think the benefit is always having a woman. It's going to be extra, helpful, I think. So yeah, we're going to run it like how I would run a normal private lesson. Probably a bit more silly because I think you're dying to fight me. You literally started attacking me. It's like, I want to do an arm bar. Oh my god. Oh, how's my palms? How
would we go from here? What would I do from here?
Are you trying to get some out?
I'm trying to get an arm bar.
You submission
First time.
Okay, so yeah, then pass over into mount. So step over into mount.
Right.
Good. Which arm you want?
Yeah, I want to submit. I want to learn to submit people.
Yeah.
I don't like all the other steps.
Okay, so she's a submission only fighter. Okay.
Do you think that she's where you get your intense personality when competing from?
Like the intense competitiveness, I feel like I'm quite chill.
Yeah, I am too.
Okay, now I know I'm definitely like you and both liars, but neither of us are remotely chill. I haven't got an ounce of chill in our bodies, and that's where I get it from. And like, I have no right to be as competitive as I am, but then I see you and I'm like, oh.
In my head though, I feel chilled.
Yeah, but your level of chill is like any other person's extreme. Extreme.
Okay.
This is our base level is not normal.
I just got this delusion I'm really laid back then.
You are! Okay, so we're going to get into the class.
Yeah.
And for our first, I think we're going to start from close guard. That's where I like to start from. I feel like for our first class, there are obviously, escaping is sort of the priority. Escaping and surviving would be your priority in jiu-jitsu, especially as a beginner. I feel like I love your ambition to go for submission, but I think it's important to remember to not get discouraged that you're not going to be hitting a lot of submissions for a while.
No.
Just because they can let you work and stuff, but it's like, if you survive the round, that's a really, really good thing. Like, that's success.
Okay.
Especially as a beginner, if you're able to keep yourself safe, get in the habit of keeping your elbows tight and avoiding submission, and then you can build from there. However, for a first class, I feel like it's not going to excite you to learn how to like bridge and roll, or knee elbow escape, or just stay like this. That's not going to excite you. So for a first class, I think showing the power of jiu-jitsu, especially one of the best elements is off your back. So when you're on your back and showing that you can still be safe in a scenario, if you were to apply the self-defense, which I think that is a great aspect of jiu-jitsu, but not why I train. But for a lot of women entering the sport, I think it's a really, really good benefit and a reason a lot of women get into it. Okay. So showing that you can still protect yourself off your back and still be effective and aggressive off your back, which is something you're not going to be used to in judo.
No.
You just flail around and lay on the front.
Yeah.
So I thought we could show an armbar and triangle from close guard, because you're not really a regular beginner. I think you're going to pick it up really fast.
Yeah?
I think so.
Okay.
You just attack me. So, okay, and another thing, my mother is very apologetic about not knowing things that she shouldn't even need to know yet. Like, you're going to be saying sorry that you're doing something slow when you're not doing it slowly.
Okay.
I know this because I'm the same way. And I'm like, I'm so bad at drilling and picking up techniques, but that's not the case at all. So even if that was the case, you don't need to apologize for that. You're new, you're not supposed to know everything.
Okay.
And that is okay. Okay, so don't worry, don't be embarrassed.
Okay, I won't be embarrassed. I'm too old to be embarrassed.
Okay, this is close, guard.
So what am I grabbing?
Nothing. I'm showing you the technique.
Right.
So this is close guard. My legs are closed and wrap around your waist.
Right.
Okay, so you wrap it around the belt line. You're not wearing a belt, but I am. So this is going to be the smallest point, so I'm going to wrap it around there. If I'm too low here, it's much harder to cross my legs, right? So you might feel a little bit of aching in your feet from keeping your legs closed like this, but over time you'll know how to hold them.
Knees.
So if you widen your knees, it might be a little bit easier. Like widen your base.
Like this.
Is that better?
Sit back into your butt.
I can't.
No?
Okay.
That's it.
Okay, and then you base your hands on me, and you can lean through me.
Okay.
Ah, perfect. Okay, so both your hands are on my chest.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're related, I think it's fine. So you can hold my collars for now,
What's
right?
the objective here now? To do something.
I'm showing you a move.
Go on. Go on.
Your objective is to watch me. You're going to be doing this on me. I'm just going to show it to you first. And it's a little bit hard because I have to do it on you. Normally I'd like to have another person so I could demonstrate on it to show you.
Right.
Okay, first thing I'm going to do, okay, we're going to look at an arm bar. Now you have seen an arm bar before.
Yes.
You were just trying to do it earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now both your hands are either side of my body here. So I want to bring one of your hands into the center line. Okay, so look, it's here on my chest. I'm going to push it across, and then my other hand's going to come underneath, and I'm going to grip onto your elbow.
Right.
So we're not going to focus on gi grips much, because I think you seem to like no gi more.
I do like your game.
Okay, so I'm going to have you focus on holding here. Also, sometimes people will clutch at grips, and they get too reliant, and they squeeze here. So you're going to grab the wrist, grab the elbow, and then pass it into the belly button. So see how your elbow right now is at my belly button?
Yeah.
That's where you want to have it. This is where you're going to keep it. So all the way through and keep it nice and tight here, squeezing. And then I'm going to bring my foot onto your hip. So the way you're sat right now, there's a nice little shelf at your hip where I can bring my foot onto.
Okay.
Now, right now, if I try and throw my legs up, you can see I can't do that. I'm not an athlete. Right, and if I can't do that, then like someone who's just started is not going to do it either.
No.
So I need to get a better angle. So I'm going to kick this back leg really hard. Not that hard.
Yeah.
Panic. Into your armpit here. So I'm using you as my climbing frame to push my head. If you look at my head right now, it's head to head with you. And bring my head all the way to your hip, or as close as I can.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to keep hold of the grips. This is kicking down, because if I don't keep this kick down, you're going to sit up high. And my other leg, this one here, I'm going to bring it in front of your face. Because what you're going to want to do is bend your arm and drive in towards me this way to keep your arm safe. So I want the opposite. I'm going to bring my leg over your head. My hands come to the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Can you feel that? And I'm going to lift.
I can feel it around the neck as well.
I'm going to lift my hips. Now, when I put the armbar on, to alert your partner, you're going to tap my leg. If you can't tap, you're going to say tap.
Right.
Loud. And if you can't tap me, you're going to slap the mat.
Right.
So you either shout it or tap me. If you tap the mat, you actually really can't really be heard. Okay, so ready?
Oh, there. Yeah, we used to tap in judo. We used to tap in judo, didn't we?
Yeah, no. Okay, so we're starting in closed guard. You wrap your legs around my waist. Very good. Okay.
Am I crossing my legs? Ankles?
Yeah. So what you don't want to do, if you leave your legs undone, if you undo your legs, I can do this.
Oh yeah.
And now I can run around your guard. It's much harder for you to stop me from running around and pinning you.
Yeah, I've seen.
Right, so I want to get past your leg. When I'm on top here, you're playing guard. Your objective is to keep your like chopsticks, and I'm a piece of rice.
Okay.
You need your chopsticks, your legs, to keep the piece of rice in between.
Right.
Now it's much harder for me to run around. Right?
Okay.
And then the best is going to be if I'm all the way in here. And I lock it around my waist, and now look, I can't run around at all. I'm now stuck on my knees, and I'm way less effective when I'm on my knees. I can't move around anywhere near as good.
Right.
So this is a really good place to go, and where a lot of beginners are recommended to go, because you can keep them in this position. Slow everything down, because when someone's more advanced than you, they're like, there's so much more ahead, and they already have like, think of like, like a mind map. Am I going too fast?
Mind map.
A mind map. You have like in school, you have these bubbles, and like you draw a little arrow off the bubble.
Oh, okay, like spider map.
Like a spider diagram.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So imagine they have loads of branches off of their spider diagram, whereas you just have one bubble, and that's closed guard, with no branches off it yet.
Right, okay.
Right, so if I have all these branches, it's good to slow me down, so and keep me in this position, so I can't branch off.
Right.
Think of it that way. Now we're doing technique. So my hands are here. Now I shouldn't really have my hands just like this, but I'm going to do the arm bar. So the first thing you want to do is pick which arm you think is going to be easiest for you to attack. You're right.
How do I determine that?
Well, I usually go for the
This one? Would you go for that one? Which one would you go for?
Well, I'm right-handed, so I would go. My right arm is pulling the arm across.
So this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to grip my wrist. Yeah, so grab here, grab my wrist, and pull here. And this is going to hold my wrist. Right, so you want to control, when you're controlling someone, you want to control around a joint. Because the joint is where movement gets made, right? So I can move my wrist.
So wrist and elbow.
Yeah, and this is where I bend and wiggle my arm so you can't like armbar it. Because I want to turn my elbow this way so it doesn't hurt. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now, good job, good, nice. Men will bicep curl their way out of my armbar.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
Come on.
you want to bring your foot on to my hip. This foot.
Where am I putting this?
On my hip.
Okay.
Yeah, and now keep this tight. Yes. Okay, and now you're going to kick really hard into my armpit and bring your head this way. So you're going to move your body
Kick
like
with my
leg. Up here.
Oh god, I don't think I can.
You can? Yeah, there. Okay, good. Really good. Now I'm going to try and drive in. So you're going to bring your leg over my face. Because if you don't, yes. Oh god.
Okay.
Okay, good. And now, both hands to the wrist. Yeah. And now you're going to arch your hips and keep your legs strong this way. So lift your hips. Nice. Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah. So look, I'm going to try and do this. Beautiful. That was really good.
Thank you.
Now let me go. You're like, nice. Really good.
Like that.
That was really good.
You had a good session though.
I did talk a bit too much, I'm sorry.
No, you did explain it well.
Okay, now another thing, which is we teach beginners a lot, which I think is a little bit simpler, I would say, than an arm bar, because I think with the arm bar, that side movement you just did, it's really hard for a lot of people to get. So that was really, really good.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so now we're going to do a triangle. Right? I don't think we really did much triangles in judo.
No.
It wasn't really a thing. We didn't really learn much groundwork. Even though there is groundwork in judo, but like that, I think it was just us. We're going to learn a triangle. Okay, and then you can pin me in.
I'm trying to. I can't remember which one is the triangle. Oh, is it the ones you get stuck in sometimes?
It's the one I was in Nookie World.
I know the one.
And Nookie Worlds.
Yeah.
And there was another, there was a few. There were a few.
It's long-legged people are good at that, is that?
She actually wasn't even long legged.
There was can't remember which one it was now.
Oh, you sit on your knees and I wrap my legs around
yeah.
you. You're trying to go 50-50.
Oh, I don't like 50-50. No.
Okay, so close guard.
Okay.
I'm going to have you put your hands in the same place, so that way you can lean into me then and keep your balance. Okay, so now I'm just going to go really simple into the triangle. I'm going to push one of your hands in towards my hips.
Right.
So for a triangle, we need one arm in and one arm out, as a rule. There are variations you can do with no arms in, but like for a good, strong triangle, you need one in, one out. So you're going to pick whichever side. Now I'd recommend putting the arm down with your strongest leg. So you're right-handed and right-legged.
Yeah.
Right, so you're going to push your partner's right arm in towards the hips. And what I'm going to do is hop my hips up. You don't need to do this. Okay, you can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't do triangles at all. But look, I'm going to push this in, and I'm going to bring my foot to the hip.
That's going to let me step up easier rather than just jumping and catching.
Right.
Okay, so same thing that we did with the armbar, only it's easier because I'm just going to wrap you around with my legs like a closed guard, but just with one arm out.
Right.
So I'm here, I step on the hip, okay, I'm keeping both hands, push, and then I'm going to lift, and look, my leg is going to come really close to the side of your neck, because the way a triangle works,
Okay? You have two ways of choking people, and sometimes you're choking them both of those ways. Right? So I'm squeezing for a triangle, both sides of the carotid arteries. Okay, I'm so scientific. Carotid arteries are here. Okay, so we're not squeezing the windpipe, we're squeezing the carotid arteries. So even if they are really tough, okay, if it's on properly, they'll go to sleep. Doesn't matter if they're tough.
Just not the brain damage.
If you held it on for a very, very long time after they passed out, yes. But
I can't afford to lose any brain cells, that's all.
I'm not gonna. So I feel like when you're more experienced as well, you can feel when someone's gone limp. You'll see in a lot of tournaments, if someone's passed out, the competitor who has them in the submission recognises it sometimes before the referee. Not because the referee's not competent, because you can feel them from
they're
fighting
limp.
to like a limpness, and then they're like, I don't think they're fighting anymore, and then they can alert the referee. That obviously something, that's another story. It's not their responsibility, but it's sometimes easier for the competitor, and also there's that fear of what if they're pretending. But anyway, that's not the point. You'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm not going to hold my mother in a triangle for 5 minutes. Okay, so here, I'm going to hold both the hands, push one down, step on the hip, and now look, I'm going to lift and catch. So look how tight my leg is going around the side of your neck.
yeah,
Right? Has to be flush. If there's room, this is not going to put you out. It'll trap you, but it's not going to put you unconscious. We're not putting you unconscious. There's not going to be enough to put pressure for you to tap. So I'm going to catch, and now I'm making that triangle shape. So my legs are going to lock like this. So this is going under, and this goes on top to seal the triangle, and this is the shape we're making.
Like a figure four.
Figure four, yeah, exactly. So I use it as my step, push, catch, and now look, this leg, I can't look, is going to lock over. Okay, and now last step. So your arm here, there's not much pressure. You could attack it, but I'm going to bring it across like a scarf.
Oh God.
I'm going to reach, and I'm going to squeeze my knees to my chest. So right now I'm just holding you in the lock. I'm just squeezing, and my goal is to squeeze your shoulder against the other side of your neck, here. So look, I'm here, I'm just going to squeeze it slow. So you can feel this pressure,
Pressure on my head.
but it shouldn't be painful.
No, it wasn't.
It's
I could just feel pressure on my head, like, not unpleasant. Just
new kink.
oh God, like that.
Well,
It wasn't unpleasant though. It wasn't like, oh God, that's so, yeah. Isn't that weird? Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to do it again. Okay, good.
I don't know how to
That's okay. I'm going to put your leg in place.
replicate that.
Right here.
Okay.
Lock your legs first. Otherwise, I'm going to.
You seem a bit, oh God, how do you get your legs, how do short legs go around a wide man?
Sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they don't, and you chopstick them. So if you can't, you're going to separate your feet, and you just chopstick. You hold the, like you squeeze your knees together.
Ah, okay, like
So
that.
think chopsticks, right?
Like you're on like a ductor.
Yeah, so I would bow your knees in like this. Look here, that's easier. Rather than you don't have to squeeze your muscles. Now it's your leg placement, and it's less energy for you. So your goal is to use less energy, because look, any big strong man is going to be able to have more range of power and energy and strength that he can use.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, it's like, oh, then you'll never beat a man. But no, that Jiu Jitsu is, you're saying you're tricking your partner.
Yeah.
Right, and you try to use as little energy as possible to beat someone who has more range of energy they can use. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, we're back here. Grab my arms, my wrists. Here. Okay, now you're going to push one arm in towards my butt. Here. And now, step on my hip with that leg again. Yeah. Really good. And now you're going to jump this leg over my arm. You pushed it in. Over here. Yes. And now seal the lock. So this is going to come over top of the leg you put over my shoulder. Is it over? Yeah, you can release it now. And then you're going to cinch it up tighter. So bring the crease of your knee to attach to your shin. Is it? I'm going to put it in place. So if you let me go for a second. You're just going to, so you're here, right?
Ah, yeah.
And then you're going to
figure four.
Cinch. So see how you're bringing the crease of your knee to meet your shin bone, like this. And then lock your heel down. But I'm going to be inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that?
If you can, bring your ankle more towards your knee. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. Okay, so the arm is here. You want to pass it like a scarf around my neck. So bring my hand to the hip. Yeah. Good. And now you're gonna grab. You can either grab my head, or you can grab your shin. Keep it up. It's okay. Okay. So squeeze knees in. Okay, but also grab your shin. Like it's already tight, but like through your legs.
Free them.
Through. Yeah. Nice. So what I mean is like you can grab here. So see my head is here, turned.
Yeah.
And then squeeze. Or you can grab my head.
Towards you.
Yeah, so I recommend, especially if you go to something bigger, grab the back of the head and then pull down, because they're gonna try and stand up leading with their head. So if you pull the head, see how it's hard for me to get up? Like this?
Yeah, imagine someone's pulling down versus if I can do this, it's much easier to stand up, right? Because I have good posture. Right. So if I break the posture at the head, if they try and stand up with me in it, I'm like a cat hissing, like
Yeah.
it's much harder to stand and it'll put pressure on their back. Some people are strong enough to still stand up, but the goal is that you're going to make them use poor technique and a lot of energy to stand up.
To escape that, they stand up.
They'll try and
Wiggle
posture up.
is that?
Some people will stand all the way up. I've never been able to. I personally try and throw my legs over, or try and get my other hand on the inside to separate the legs.
Yeah.
If you have two hands in, you're safe in triangle. So this is why sometimes I go forward like this. Okay, you put it back in. Okay, so you're gonna grab my wrists. Push your least favorite in. Push.
What am I doing? Sorry.
Your triangle. Okay, push my hand to my butt. And now you're gonna step on my hip. Nice, and now you go whoop over the shoulder with this leg. Yeah, nice.
Do
Lock.
that.
Yeah, are you locking? Yeah, and I'll pass this around like a scarf. Lovely. I'm gonna grab the back of my head. Nice. So look at this as a visual for you now. When you grab the back of my head, if I try and stand up, keep it. See how hard that is. If you release it, so I can do this, right? So whether I go all the way up or whether I go like this to bring a knee in,
Yeah.
it's easier mechanically. You know what I mean? Right, whereas like this, it's like a cat hissing. So you can see the difference in the importance of grabbing the head.
Yeah.
Okay? And then from here, right, say I'm not tapping. Two hands go to the wrist, keep the lock, keep your triangle, two hands to my wrist. Now arch your hips behind my elbow. And really lift. Yeah.
Okay.
So if they're not tapping the triangle, you can turn it into an arm.
Okay.
Amazing. Okay, so you just learned two submissions. A triangle armbar.
I've forgotten them already. Mechanically, I've forgotten them. I forgot how we got there.
That's okay.
Because you prompted.
But that's okay. You don't have to remember it. I don't remember half the things in it. Those two classes. It was just a blur of what are we doing? Why are we learning each other?
It's a lot of repetition until it sticks. So
I like repetition.
Yeah.
That's how it
exactly. So
eventually goes.
you'll never learn it on the first time.
Yeah. So normally in the first class, depending on the level of the person, how quickly that, because for a lot of people there's a barrier of touching. So obviously we're family.
I haven't got that.
but for some people, good, which is great because you have like a lot of experience in sport in the past, like rugby, judo, right? So it's not a barrier for you. But for a lot of women, especially, it can be a barrier, especially if you consider like maybe past traumas, maybe you don't know, right? You don't know someone's background, so it's important to make sure you ask permission. Or hey, do you mind if I grab your hand? Just put it here. This is something that I think we overlook a lot in jiu-jitsu that is really emphasized in yoga. The instructor will be like, do you mind if I touch your hand?
Oh,
right. Now we always assume in jiu-jitsu, it's like, well, they come to jiu-jitsu class, so they should already know there's going to be touching. And okay, I see kind of what they mean, but I think there still needs to be some sort of like, hey, do you mind if I put your hand here, rather than if I'm showing you a technique and you just grab your hand and put it. Now I'm guilty for that because I forget.
Yeah.
But it's something I'm trying to be a bit more mindful of, especially, you know, when it's beginners. So, that all said, did you enjoy?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's given me the kick up the ass to come on Monday now and do a class. Yeah.
So start with women only, or maybe even just the beginners. Depends how you feel, and then you can. But I think women only is great because you can go into women only class. You can get a bit of a crew together, and then you can all go as a gang into the mixed class. That's what I've seen before with the women's only class. It's not like a permanent solution always, depending on like religion and or you know comfortability and things like that. Some people want to stay in those just women only classes, but for most girls, it's a entryway, right?
Yeah.
To get into them.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. It brought a bit of judo memories back. And I love judo. I loved it. I do like a scrap. I love a scrap. No, I do.
Alright, do you want to roll?
How do I do that?
Okay, all you're trying to do, right? I'm going to stay on my back because you know top position.
Can I take this off? It's so comfortable.
Yeah, you can take it off.
I'm definitely
Not in a class though. You have to keep it on in the class.
I'm definitely going to be more nogi, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to start with this. Your goal is to get past my legs. To pin me, like in judo. Like Kesagatami, Tata Shigatami.
Right.
Actually, let me get I'm gonna get a little bit further away.
Like, am I better off up here? I'm seeing
I would say standing is good, but you can go to your knees sometimes. If I'm trying to grab your legs, you can drop to your knees.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready? You go slap and bump. Okay, go.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Keep going. It's okay.
Good, step over to mount, step over to mount.
Okay, trust me.
There you go, yes! You got the arm, go for the arm bar.
Oh my god, how do I get right? How do I get?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know what an arm bar is.
That's what happened.
I don't know the same thing. I'm going to change that.
Oh, it's the leg. Going into triangle with the leg.
Can I do that in this spot? Oh god!
No,
Don't go back down.
come on.
Oh, my fat hat is hanging out.
It's not.
Oh my god. Really strong. Oh!
Grab my head. Go around my head. Yeah. There you go. And underhook. Good. Now really drive your shoulder into my chin. This. Right. Make sure you get the leg. Yeah. And now, you're tired.
Yeah.
Slow down breathing. I'm going to put a position. You're going to hold me here for a little bit. Okay. Right? And then we're ready to attack. Oh, Jesus Christ.
can't really show.
Okay, step over my head.
Step over.
Yeah.
This arm. This arm, like,
This side? Yeah. Step over my head.
Spin around the arm like a pole dancer.
How did you know?
Is the arm on?
Good, yeah, lift.
That's the thumbnail.
Oh, really good.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry. She's gonna be like, I'm 60 years old. I'm just an old woman.
Terrorize all the younger ladies in women's class.
Amazing. Okay, now we shake hands. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I blow out, was it? I wear out easily.
Well, it's normal.
Yeah.
You can be really fit in one sport and you come to jiu-jitsu and when you don't know the technique, right, you don't know it yet, so well, actually you kind of did. But when you're new in a new sport, it doesn't matter if you're really physically fit. Like when I started jiu-jitsu, I was doing CrossFit.
Oh yeah.
I was doing CrossFit and I was already quite fit.
And MMA.
Yeah, well, I mean, MMA was part when I started MMA with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, like I was very fit, so when I went into something new, I was still gassing. So everyone does, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're more fit, you use more energy because you have like more range of energy. And then you end up gassing out more.
Is that what the newbies do though? Do they sort of just go nuts and grab any joint going?
Oh, you're classic.
I'm a classic newbie.
But in a good way. I mean that in the best way. You have all the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
That is, it's much easier to say to someone, take this time, like I said, take this position you can control and take your time. Than it is to get someone who's more like tentative. But you can get both people into it. I think it's harder to, it's easier to chill someone out than to get someone to like get over the barrier of touch. So you're already at an advantage there,
Yeah.
right?
I think I've pissed off a lot of men in the past. Muay Thai, I pissed men off.
I'm gonna need to free someone because you're not mad.
Judo.
She went to Muay Thai and someone kicked her and then she got mad through them.
They punched me in the face, Shauna.
This is Muay Thai! Well, you hit me. Well, it's a sport. It doesn't matter. Well done, man. Great
We
job.
protect ourselves the way that we can.
We got Masters 7 champion coming soon. Masters World White Belt champion coming in. We train you up.
We go to the Instagram page. Who am I fighting? Who's this bitch? I'm gonna fuck her up.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was so good. That was great.
I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. I knew
Oh, you
I
have to do
would.
it.
I
You
know.
have to go to the class. We just want to say a big thanks to Ash Williams as well at Dry Jiu-Jitsu for letting us use the space. That is where you're going to be starting to train. aren't you?
Yeah, Monday.
There we go. We've got a new member of Drag.
And this is where you train Ffion when you're home, right?
Yes, this is where I started Jiu-Jitsu. So it's only fitting that I get my family to start here as well now. It's literally 5 minutes up the road. So we have no excuse. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
You're scary. Generally are.
I would be afraid. So.
The way she learned, she was so ready. She was like,
I gassed up so quickly.
You went right into it.
no, it's because you watch it as well. You already know how to pin people.
Yeah.
Like just there, you were pretty much stronger than a lot of people.
But you know my legs, I think they're long enough to go around you.
Oh, they are, I'm sure.
God, you have such short legs.
She's showing her album of other tendencies again.
Are we both? Where do I put my feet?
Get on your knees. I do it on you. I'm
not
showing you.
this. I come on.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, you're gonna go. Am I gonna go to my feet?
This is already enough time.
That was cute though. Both of you look at each other. No, look at me. There we go. I might not use that. I'm gonna use the you laugh. Oh no, I'm probably something I will probably do you like that. Which arm you want?
I think this one. Ffion could get me off from here though.
Yeah.
Oh God, so easily. thought I was in a position of power then.
You are for like a minute. You gotta hold it.
I would even all the beginners and the else, you'd be probably a little than that for sure. But it's just that I need to be able to catch your weight.
It's where to go from there, isn't it? It's where to go from Kesikatami into... What's that one? What was that one? Tate Shio. Tate Shio, isn't it?
You love her.
Okay.
I saw it? Yeah.